Wake up in the know with a KZRG Morning News Watch.
Radio you can depend on. News Talk KZRG, FM 102.9, AM 1310. KZRG News Time is 7:40 trivia. On the way in just a couple of minutes, your chance to win the prize pack this morning. We do have some special guests in studio. We're going to be talking about Wildwood Ranch this morning.
That's right. Sometimes you meet legendary figures in life. You know, some people think of the Duke. And, now I think of Jimmer Pinjuv. And welcome, Jimmer, this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
You are a larger-than-life figure.
In stature?
Now, in vision and dream, because what you have come up with, what you've been working for many years on, is something nothing short of incredible, and it's called Wildwood Ranch. And it's something that's so big, sometimes people have a hard time grasping what this is. So this morning, there's something incredible that's happening in Joplin, whether people know it or not, and it's called Wildwood Ranch Development. Talk to us this morning. What is this? What's happening in Joplin over there at 32nd and Central City? What's going down?
Well, Wildwood Ranch is a project that I envisioned 7 years ago in early 2005, and thought that Joplin is such an incredible place, a unique place to live based on its low cost of living, the friendly people here, the really mild four-season climate. I thought Joplin could serve as a new location for retirees around the world to want to move to and make a big, sophisticated type of city that the state of Missouri has never seen. So we put that property under contract in March of 2005 and spent 3 years planning and designing and laying out a 21st century development.
Now, you've told me that you kind of traveled America looking for a place to call home, and Joplin is what you arrived at. You looked at all these different places, but you saw something special in Joplin.
That's absolutely correct, and that's why I'm here, and that's why this project's here. My wife and I drove the country for 10 years looking for a place to move from Las Vegas. I was born and raised there and lived there for 46 years, and it had grown larger than I was used to living in, and so we looked the whole southern half of the United States. Basically, we never went north because of my aversion for the cold. But in 1999, we found this area and decided to buy here and bought a big farm out near Sarcoxy, and with plans to move here in 2005 when my second son got out of high school.
Now, talk to me. What is Wildwood Ranch? I mean, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at a map here, and you have this whole concept laid out, which is, we've been talking a lot about CART. We've been talking a lot about Wallace and Bajali, developers. There's all these ideas of what Joplin could be. You have people they say that we want Joplin to be bigger and better than it ever was before after the tornado. They want to see new development. They want to see new life. They believe Joplin can grow. And you've kind of set up a model for that, and you did this well in advance of the tornado, but now even more so, I think people would really gravitate toward this idea if they can understand what it is.
I think you're right. We watched the CART program unfold and all the items that the citizens asked to see in the new redevelopment of Joplin, and we kept telling ourselves, well, this is exactly what we've designed. And I've been in this business since 1977. For the last 20 years, almost all I've developed in is mixed-use master plans, which is what our project would be called. And that mixed use means that there's every type of service in it. You could live in this community, work in the community, go to church in the community, have your children go to school there, do your shopping there. You wouldn't ever have to leave the bounds of the community if you didn't want to. And that's pretty much the way most of the major development around major metropolitan areas has taken place for probably the last 15 years. So that's all I've ever done, and I thought that was a huge opportunity to do here in Southwest Missouri, given the quality of life here, which I think is so much greater than any other place that I've been in terms of the flexibility, the things you can do, the weather, the central location in the United States, but the hunting and the fishing and the low cost of living, I think, are just tremendous draws, particularly for people who are considering retiring in the next few years. And with the demographics of the country, obviously everybody, the vast majority, unfortunately, of our population is going to be retiring over the next 10 years. And this is going to be a place that they can come and live, at a third or a fourth the cost of some major metro areas. And I think that'll be the big draw. But we've still got to have the sophistication level in the community that we build that they expect when they go to Southern California.
KZRG News Time 744. We're speaking with Jimmer Pinjuv about Wildwood Ranch. Now, there are already homes being built on the property, correct?
There's two different types of homes being built right now, one of which is a product that we're building, kind of an empty nester product geared towards the type of people that we think are moving through the market right now. And then there is a custom home layout of large homes servicing the professionals here in this market right now. But we've got plans eventually for about 35 different types of housing products, ranging from, apartment homes on up to multi-million-dollar homes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Got to tour the area with Jimmer the other day, and we actually, when we went back into the, I think it's called the Estates, and it's these big tracts of land for different country homes there. Bill White, some people knew about his home. It's kind of back towards in that area. We saw a deer running through the woods, and it was awesome. But as you kind of shift towards other directions, you see the different type of development that's going on. You guys are planning for homes. It overlooks Shoal Creek, so it's beautiful in that aspect. But talk to me a little bit about the businesses, because you already have businesses in this community that you're developing here. We
have Mercy Health is out there right now with the 25,000 square foot building that they purchased after the tornado. The company that was building that building has bought the adjacent 10 acres and is now under construction on a new facility, another 23,000 square foot building. We've got another company that is rebuilding the Greenbrier long-term care facility that was taken out by the tornado on 10 acres at the corner of John Duffy and 32nd Street. They're also considering purchasing another 10 acres for another apartment project. And we've got 5 other commercial users right now looking at the site. But we're a great replacement for particularly the medical community. Being on 32nd Street, everybody recognizes the addresses. We're about 2.5 miles from the existing Freeman facility. And in between our existing hospital core and the Ortho 4 states. And eventually our 32nd Street will transition through to Malang Road and make incredible easy access to the Ortho 4 states place.
Now, something I know that Chad's excited about, and that is the fact that you guys plan to have lakes. Chad has been he said if there's one thing Joplin needs, it is a lake, and you guys have a couple planned for the area.
We actually have, I think, on our overall master plan, there's 7 or 8, and they're all, of course, they're retention ponds, and the majority of them are going to be fairly small, but there's 2 large lakes, the biggest of which will be about 13 acres, and we plan to make that hold water year-round and be a freeboard area for us to accept stormwater runoff. Mm-hmm. And that's what each of those lakes are.
Awesome.
And probably 2 of the lakes will have an active purpose. The balance of them will be just detention ponds.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so we understand that this is going to be for businesses. It's going to be for homes, apartments, and the like. We know that St. Mary's is going to be moving right there in your guys' area, and you guys, the new fire station is also built right out there.
The fire station is on our property, actually. That's another one of the commercial businesses that we've got out there and open now. By this time next year, we should have 220 full-time jobs out on the site, and hopefully several new ones in the works. You never know in this business how many of the deals that you're working on will actually finish up, because money's a huge concern, and finances are much different now than they were 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. But we are dealing with some real AAA companies, all of which are certainly capable of doing the projects that they're discussing. And we hope, I hope I'll close all 5 of these, and we could be in a position where we would have upwards of 500 jobs in the next 24 months out there if these deals come together.
That's awesome. What I think is incredible about this is it's all privately funded. You guys have been doing this all on your own. You've had this vision for a long time. It's not something that was just a fly-by-night operation that popped up after the tornado. It's something you guys had a vision. You're putting in place. What I would like to see is Wallace and Majali and you guys somehow get connected, somehow teamed up. I would like to see the city more on board with what you guys are doing out there, and really just for Joplin to embrace that idea of what's happening here, because it basically what it sounds like. What I've talked to so many people. Chad's talked to so many people. We've heard so many thoughts here on the KZRG Morning News Watch. But what they've been asking for, what they've been wanting to see, is what you guys are doing. And so what I hope is there's more community involvement, there's more businesses stepping up. How do people get involved with this? How do they make that connection if they say, well, this is where I want to build a home, or this is where I want to build an apartment, or if I want to put a business here? Well, what do they need to do?
The easiest way to go about it is contact us at Wildwood Ranch Realty. The number is 782-7660. And, we can show them any type of piece of property that they're looking for whatever use they could pretty much imagine, with the exception of dirty industry.
Yeah.
We've got, 300 to 500 acres of industrial ground for clean industry and things that are not too water consumptive. So we're easy to get in touch with. They can call me. They can call the realty office, and we'd love to show it to people. The property is so incredibly well laid out by one of the most sophisticated land planning firms in the country out of Irvine, California. And the property lends itself to different types of development because of the topography and the forest. There's 1,000 acres of forest out there, and there's a little over 1,000 acres of high flat ground. And so it's designed to keep the high-end single-family homes down in the south end in the steeper terrains and more difficult to build in topographies for more expensive product. And then as you go north towards 20th Street, as it flattens out, you get into higher and more intense uses of the ground, and the more commercial and retail is all laid out on the center line streets, which are your 1 mile sections throughout the town. So 20th and Central City and 32nd Street will be the high commercial uses.
Well, Jimmer, we believe in what you're doing, and we're excited to see it grow, and we thank you for believing in us and sponsoring the KZRG Morning News Watch. We're excited about that. And the name is Wildwood Ranch Development. They are on Facebook. Make sure you like them there. We have posted the link to their website on our Facebook as well, and we look forward to seeing you guys grow and make Joplin bigger and better.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your help. This is the first step for us really in getting the word out about what we are.
KZRG News Time, 7:51. Thanks for coming in. Trivia's next.
Everything you need to know before you get to work. The KZRG Morning News Watch. FM 102.9, AM 1310. News Talk KZRG.